What's going on YouTube? This is Tyler back again with another video, and today is a special day because Goldin has unveiled their new auction platform that is now live to go along with their Goldin Elite auctions, and we are going to be talking about whether or not this is contributing value to the marketplace. Hint, hint, it is not, and I'm going to walk you through that mathematically. Here we are on PSA's website. Of course, they've been promoting this everywhere, whether you've been submitting cards via grading, but now it is live. So if we click on this link, went live January 17th, and this takes us straight to the marketplace. Again, PSA now owns Goldin. It's under the umbrella for collectors. It's one of the suite of portfolio items that they have, and you can see there's roughly 4,300 or so items on the platform. So the point of this video is going to be determining whether or not we should even use this and why we would even consider it. Is it worth it? What are the fees, etc. So if we go to the About section, you can go here and then we'll go to FAQ. So again, why sell with Goldin versus other places? This is going to be a very generic response. I've read it. Goldin is the leading marketplace leader for trading cards, collectibles, and memorabilia. I think that's eBay based on volume and revenue. Goldin serves millions of collectors domestically and globally, as does eBay, probably billions. Selling on Goldin is easy with record prices recognized regularly and a focus on quick payouts to our sellers. Just a bunch of fluffy stuff. So what types of items can I submit to each of the formats? So there's 3 different formats. I'm not going to be talking about the Elite auction, not the point of this. I will be talking about weekly auction and the marketplace. Weekly auction, again, graded and authenticated cards, comics, video games, ticket stubs, coins, and other memorabilia valued at $100 or greater. If an item sells for less than $15, it will be subject to a $3 seller fee, which is actually not that bad. That is only roughly 20%, and 20% at that low of a price really isn't that bad. So I can't complain too much. Marketplace, same stuff. Again, has to be submitted to the vault. So now we're going to jump down into all the nitty-gritty details of the fees. Of course, that's what we all came to. So, weekly auction rate. And what we're going to do here is we're going to compare this to eBay. I have a separate spreadsheet that is up, and we're going to take a deep dive into what that looks like and see who's better. All right, I'm so excited. Here we go. Sell price. If you sell a card for under $2,500, oh, you have 0 commission seller fees. Isn't that so perfect? They're going to do all this work for you. They're going to do everything. Sell your card and you're going to get 100% of the seller price. Hold up. There is a caveat. 20% buyer's premium will be applied to the sell price. 20% buyer's premium. It's the same as PWCC. Hey, they're competitive. You know, We're going to walk through why that's important and why that is how Goldin is, and also PWCC for a matter of fact, is really tricking people, and they are preying on the, I don't want to say the S word, the stupid word, they are preying on the ignorance of not only the buyer and the seller. Seller sees this, 0 commission, 100%. Buyer hopefully ignores that. They buy a card, they have to pay 20% higher. We're going to walk through why that is not only shady, but also how the fees stack up to eBay. Let's say you have an intelligent buyer who knows they have to pay a 20% buyer's premium, and they adjust the price of their final bid. We're going to walk you through what the fee structure looks like, how much Goldin is adding to his pocket so he can add to his 9-figure bank account, and also all of his square footage on his yard. All of that. So we're going to walk through every bit of it. So that's what that looks like. $2,500. If you sell a card for $2,500, you not only get all of the value back of the card, but you also get a 5% bonus. Huge selling point. Sell a card for $5,000 and up, guess what? You get 100% plus an 8% bonus. Boom. Now we go down to the marketplace. So as you all may or may not know, there is a promotion going on right now. These are actually the real marketplace costs of selling on this platform, which to me are just mind-boggling. But right now they do have a promotion that, again, no buyer's premium, so we don't have to factor that into our math. But they have a promotion right now that if you vault items between now and February 17th, you get half off of your fees. Oh, isn't that so sweet? That's so nice. What a great incentive. Oh, I'm just going to jump for joy. Just going to go submit my stuff now. They're all already there. All 1,000 cards I have at PSA. They're already earmarked for Goldin's headquarters. Not really. Okay, so we know the fee structure. So it's flat 8.3% across the board. You can see there's a little bit of a sliding scale thing going on here with the auctions. So let's break that out in terms of what that looks like for fee structures. So just to give you a little bit of background, I caught wind of this just because I was looking through Blowout, and it took a really long time to finally find this, but yeah, this seems very, very, very relevant here. 20% buyer's premium on the auctions. That's important to stick out. So I also have an eBay calculator here in my comparison with Goldin fees, not only for auction style and also the fixed marketplace. I have that compared to the eBay fees if you were operating a basic store, which a lot of volume sellers are, and we're also top rated. Top rated gives you a 10% discount. So let's say that you're just above standard. You can see that there's just a very marginal difference in that. You know, it does add up though, depending on what you're looking at. So keep those in mind. That's the comparison, and we're going to jump over here into my spreadsheet. So if we look at this spreadsheet, we have a couple of different things. So I want to walk you through a little bit of this all at the same time. So if we just zoom this up a little bit, we are going to focus specifically on Goldin. So hypothetically, at Auction Style, we use this new service that they have rolled out that is live today, and they're trying to get us to sell on their platform, and we agree to. We sell a card, a week from now at auction for $100. Well, okay. Well, per the rules, the buyer of that card has to pay $120 plus the taxes if they do extract that out of Goldin, by the way. So just mentioning that, I'm pretty sure that's the case. 120. Seller's going to receive $100. As I said, you get 100%, 0% commission, 100% of what that card sold for. You get it. But of course, Goldin is going to get the spread on what the buyer pays versus what they pay you, which is $20. So what does that look like in terms of it being a fee? That is an effective fee of 16.67%. Pretty big deal. You compare that to 10.8% plus 30 cents for an eBay seller. We'll walk you through that math a little bit later on, but just eyeball these. Pretty big deal we got going on here. Sell a car for $200, buyer's got to pay $240. Again, that's a 20% fee, buyer's premium. You get the $200, you get 0% commission fees, but Goldin's still going to be collecting that $40 from the buyer, meaning the buyer hopefully is calculating that 20% buyer's premium into their head. If they're not, man, they're really getting screwed. So it's really contingent on preying on the ignorance of the buyer. I think that's what Goldin, PWCC, etc. again are trying to do, because again, their effective fee for brokering this transaction is 16.67. That is the case all the way across the board. Even if you sell a card for $2,000, buyer has to pay $2,400. Seller gets the $2,000, Goldin pockets the $400. This is how you make a 9-figure bank account, especially at the high end, which is what I'm going to talk about next, because this is where it gets really crazy. $2,500. This is the break-even point. This is where things start breaking, for not only Goldin, but also eBay. Fees change drastically. So the fees do drop a little bit here for Goldin. So we're down to 12.5% effective fee. So somebody pays $3,000. Seller, again, gets that 5% bonus kicker. This is where that 5% kicks in. And then Goldin is going to get $375 for brokering the deal. They actually get less money selling a $2,500 card versus selling a $2,000 card. They actually get more money selling a $2,000 card. Whew, hate to be on the opposite end of that as a seller. But again, going to $3,500 all the way, you can just see this is basically effectively a 12.5% fee once we hit $2,500. Once we cross over that $5,000 threshold, that's where again the seller begins getting that 8% bonus fee. So 8% kicks in, and you can see again, we're looking at if you sell a $5,500 card, the buyer has to pay $6,600. But the seller receives $5,940, meaning that Goldin is going to pocket the difference. That difference is going to be $660, which is an effective 10% fee. That is the exact same all the way down through the end. If you sell a card for $10,000 on Goldin's platform, buyer pays $12,000. You get that bonus kicker, that 8% bonus kicker, which is $10,800. So again, you get 100% plus we're going to give you a bonus. Sounds great. $10,800. Well, Goldin's going to get their $1,200 for brokering the deal, which is effectively a 10% transaction fee for brokering the deal. And you can see how this really cascades in terms of growing their bank account. Sounds great, right? Okay, so now we're going to compare that overall to the eBay fees. So again, we're looking at cards that, again, we sell on the platform. Well, if we know that a buyer is going to pay $240 on Goldin, they're likely, again, the analysis, we're going to do apples to apples. If they buy a card for Goldin on $240, I'm assuming they're going to pay $240 for the same card on eBay. If they buy $120 on Goldin, I'm assuming they're going to pay $120 on eBay. the interesting thing about this analysis likely is that Goldin is likely correct, and that that Goldin buyers will likely bid more than what they really want to bid because they're not factoring in that 20% in real time when they're looking at their bid. But the other side is also true. I don't think that platform actually gets nearly enough eyeballs as, let's say, eBay. So as a result, eBay auctions, in my opinion, I think do better than what Goldin does. So those forces are, opposing each other, perhaps equaling out. Hard to quantify, but we're going to do an apples to apples comparison. So 120 on Goldin versus 120 on eBay. So buyer pays 120 on Goldin. On eBay, that basically translates to $106.74 that you would take home if you sold a card for $120 on eBay. That is a fee percentage of 11.05%. That take-home difference between Goldin and eBay means that eBay is more favorable to the seller, meaning that they get to pocket $6.74 more, because we're looking at, again, pocketing $106.74 versus $100 on Goldin. Just go down the list. So if you sell a card for $240 on eBay or Goldin, you get $200 through Goldin, you get $213 through eBay. On eBay, that's a 10.93% effective fee percentage versus the 16.67 on Goldin. That's a $13.78 difference, 5.74%. So you can just really see how that goes all the way down through here. Sell a card for $500 on Goldin. The buyer pays $600. So if they pay $600 on Goldin, they're going to pay $600 on eBay. That means that if you sell a card for $600 on eBay, you're going to take home $534.90 versus the $500 that you get from Goldin. That's a difference of $34.90. It's a difference of 5.82%. The effective fee percentage is 10.85% versus 16.67. eBay is just crushing Goldin right now at auction. It gets even nastier whenever you start looking at stuff at $2,500, because that's where, again, the fees really start cratering for eBay. So again, fees for eBay are 10.8% plus 30 cents for cards that are less than $2,500. Once you get above that $2,500 mark, that's where things drop down to 2.5%, which is just crazy, crazy, crazy. So if we look at a card that you sell for, again, $4,500 on Goldin, buyer pays $5,400. So if you pay $5,400 on Goldin, you're going to pay $5,400 on eBay. Take home on eBay for that same transaction is $5,068 versus $4,725 on Goldin. That is a huge difference. We're talking about a $343 difference between selling on eBay versus Goldin. Favorable to eBay, an effective selling fee percentage of 6.14% versus the 12.5%. Even though Goldin is saying 0% commission, and I'm going to give you 5% on top of that. Well, it gets even uglier whenever we get up here to the next cut point. So next cut point is going to be $5,000. That's where Goldin drops their fees down to 10%. Still not pretty. Now, if you sell a card for $5,500, it does look a little bit closer. eBay's only has a $200 advantage, so we're looking at effective fee percentages that are 10% versus 6.89%. It's only $205, but it gets ugly after that. $10,000 card on Goldin means buyer pays $12,000. Seller takes home $10,800. If you sell that same card for $12,000 on eBay, you actually get $11,528. That's $728.77. The effective fee percentage here is just ridiculously different. 10% versus 3.93% on eBay, 6.07% difference in take home. You just cascade that whenever we're thinking about all the transaction fee costs. If you buy a card for $100 on eBay, you got to pay shipping. Shipping standard right now is $5 minimum. Then you got to pay sales tax or purchase tax on that if you don't have a reseller's license, which the majority of people do not. I still do not have this. And again, that's 6%. So by the time you pay a $100 card, it's $111. Then you're on the seller side. You're trying to sell the card. Well, you got to grade the card. Let's say I'm grading. So I'm $111. PSA is charging $19 to grade it. Now we're up to $130 in the card graded. I sell the card for $200 on Goldin's platform. Well, now if I sell the card for $200, and that's assuming the buyer pays that 20% less. I mean, we're already having to shuck out 16.67% of $200, which is $33 Dude, at this point, I'm making like $35 on that transaction, despite buying the card for $100 and selling it for $200. All that crap in the middle, I don't make that much. Now you go over here to eBay, it's a little bit different. So all those purchase costs are still there, but again, you can see really how those transaction costs add up. If you sell a card for $200, 5% is 10 bucks. That 10 bucks stacks quickly, especially if you're following the models that I do, or you're trying to compound. These people are not being competitive right now. Now, if we flip it over to the marketplace side, things do get a little bit better over here. And then what we're going to do here is we're just going to squeeze. We're going to squeeze it in. There we go. All right. So now this is where Goldin actually does have a little bit more favorable of a advantage here, but we're going to walk through whether or not that's truly favorable or not. So again, don't have to worry about buyer's premium and the math behind that. There's no tricky manipulation taking place in the marketplace. Sell a card for $100, fee is going to be standard at 8.3%, but that kicks up after February. So this is just the promo prices that we're talking about here. So promo prices, looks like Goldin's pretty competitive, going all the way up to $3,500. $3,500 right around where the break even's at, but again, 8.3% flat fee. That changes again as we go into February. So hammer price, I've got that calculated for what that looks like for each of these. So again, sell a card for $100. Hammer price on Goldin's $91.70. Hammer price on eBay's $88.90. That's a difference of $2.80. That's a difference of fees of $2.80 as well. You can see the difference in fees as we go. Sell a card for $1,000. You're taking home $917 through Goldin. You're taking home $891.70 through eBay. Again, $25.30. Once you get up to $2,500, that's where things get a little bit different, because again, eBay's fees crater if you have that store, and if you have that top-rated seller discount, which is 10% flat all the way through, doesn't matter. But really for that sliding scale over $2,500 store fee. So again, if you sell a card $6,500, flat fee 8.3% versus, so you're taking home $5,960 through Goldin. Well, compare that to eBay, you're taking home $6,145. There's a difference of $184, and it just gets progressively worse from there. Whenever you're looking at it from Goldin's angle, there's really no big incentive. If you sell a card for $10,000, you take home $9,170 on the Goldin marketplace, but then you're taking home $9,571 on eBay. Yeah, that's actually accurate. Sell a card for $10,000, $9,571.07. That's wild. That's wild. They're only taking home $400 out of that $10,000 transaction fee. That's insane. I just had to double check that just to make sure I'm doing that right. Basic, top rated, boom, 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 all ducks in a row. So, I'm just going to... So I've walked you through everything. I've walked you through the introductions. I've walked you through the methods. I've walked you through the results. Now let's get to the discussion. The discussion is going to be my takeaway here. I think that first point, we can clearly see why Goldin really bifurcated fee schedule. They're waving like a little curtain, and you don't really see what's behind the curtain because you're just so fixated on 0% consignment fees, or if you're a buyer, you're not really fixated on the buyer premium. So they're hoping to pull some Houdini crap and really manipulate buyers into overbidding and also attracting sellers to consign stuff without really knowing the true brokering costs of the deal, which is unfortunate because ultimately if Goldin can get 16.67% by extracting or brokering that deal, extracting 16.67% value by finding buyer and seller, ultimately, that's a commodity. That commodity can be commoditized, and whoever has the biggest marketability of the market pool of buyers, that's hopefully who is going to attract my business, because they can certainly offer that at a rate less than 16.67%. So I'm going to say this about not only Goldin auctions, but also PWCC and every other platform where they're trying to do this garbage. This is ridiculous. So eBay has the most eyeballs. They have calculated the cheapest fees, despite all of us arguing and complaining about this over the years. They have the cheapest fees, biggest eyeballs, and also just easy to use. It's an easy platform. So right now, there is no advantage that Goldin has other than I submit cards to PSA and then they walk them over to Goldin's office. That is the only advantage. And guess what? I'd rather have the cards shipped back to me so I can do a YouTube video on them and then sell them on my own. Because right now, that 5% extraction fee, oh my gosh, dude, add that up across an entire order. That is not value that you can really say is offsetting that 5 to 6% difference in transaction fees. And guess what? There's no eyeballs on Goldin's auction. I would argue there may not even be eyeballs for the high-end stuff. I'll give an example. A card I sold last year, Patrick Mahomes 2017 Panini Prism Bronze Stars PSA 10 sold for $12,400. What in the world, dude? That card was selling for $25,000, $30,000 just a year ago. Well, guess what? At the same time, same exact time on eBay, there were lesser Prism parallels, like a Prism Camo Beckett 9.5 that was pulling the same price. So I'm not convinced that these people can sell high-end cards better than eBay. I'm certainly not convinced that people are going to go to their platform to buy low-end stuff. In fact, if you look at PWCC, who's tried this, they are also selling cards, and the hammer prices on these are low. Even with buyer's premium, these things are going lower than eBay. So in many instances, I'm predicting that these cards are going to go lower than eBay, not even factoring in the 20% buyer's premium, or by the time you do factor in the 20% buyer's premium, which means sellers are going to get crushed on here. So again, you guys spoiled a complete opportunity to steal the marketplace and steal volume away from eBay. eBay dominates the low end. You guys are up here building 9-figure bank accounts on the high end. I get it. You guys did great with that. Well, eBay is doing billion-dollar with sports cards. They're brokering all this low-end stuff, and yes, they still do some high-end, but you guys are trying to steal it, and you're all ancestrally trying to compete against it because it's a commodity. And unfortunately, none of you have learned the lesson that with a commodity, the cheapest wins. So yes, you have a 9-figure bank account, and you've done very, very well for yourself, and you've clearly, gotten a lot of people to do business. You're not competing with eBay in this marketplace for an intellectual seller or somebody who wants to have the cheapest selling price with also the maximum audience, most eyeballs, etc. It's just not going to happen. Now, you missed a golden opportunity. If you had incentivized members, given them 1 month or 2 months no fees to have people try it out, adopt user base for the platform. Right now you have 4,200 cards. eBay's got millions. Like, I'm not going to Goldin to see, oh, what do we got on Goldin? Because I'm so special, I want to buy on Goldin and then have to pay a 20% buyer's premium. Now, maybe I'll go on there right now to see if I can find anything that's selling for half off. Will incentivize people to use the service. I'm not going to use any platform today in 2023 unless there's an incentive, if there is something that is already meeting that need. What is it that Goldin is providing? What is it that PWCC on these weekly auctions is providing me? They just missed a complete golden opportunity in my mind to really steal a ton of market share. And even if they only stole 5% of eBay's market share, because right now they got 0% from me, you throw in 5% flat fees across the board, I would have sold a ton over there just to even try it out. I would have sent a bunch of stuff, try it out, and if it did well, would have sent basically a lot more stuff, and by then you got a pretty big user base. Even at 5%, that was my price. That was my price, just to whore out my services, to give all my services to you. I was cheap, dude. I mean, I wasn't asking for a lot. I wasn't asking for zero. I was asking for just 5%, and you guys went to 16.67% like everybody else, 10% on the high end compared to eBay, which is down to 4%. eBay's close to where I'm at. I'm whoring myself out to eBay right now because guess what? It's cheaper than you all. I'm out.